Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So it is officially the first Tuesday of the brand new month, which means I am going to be looking at all of the upcoming releases and then narrowing it down to my top 5 that I need to have in my collection. So that's what we're going to look through today. Of course, I'll just go over my honorable mentions and then my top 5, but just for reference, I use blu-ray.com, so you can always check there if you want to know everything that's coming out. And I'll mention this month there are a lot of things coming, so even my honorable mentions, I don't cover everything that I am interested in, but that's just the way it is. I try to narrow this down to 5, so I'm excited to share with you guys the top 5 this month. So let's do this. If you guys have a second though before we jump in, if you could hit that like button down below, that engagement really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in to the top 5 August releases that I need to own. As I said earlier, there are so many releases this month that not even my honorable mentions are going to cover everything. So just keep that in mind as we go here. But going in release order on the honorable mentions, the first one up is Crimes of the Future. And this one is releasing on August 9th by Decal Releasing. And this is coming out on Blu-ray. So this is the latest David Cronenberg film. And I have my phone. That's what I'm looking at in case you're curious. But this is the latest David Cronenberg film. So because of that, I'm interested in it. And frankly, I think it's only it's $14.99 right now on Amazon. So this is one I will probably end up picking up just because it's Cronenberg. I'm trying to get as many Cronenberg films into the collection as possible. I have a ton from Criterion and so on. So yeah, just excited to see this one. I have not heard a lot about it, but from the little bit I've heard, it's been positive. And it just looks like a weird thing. I don't know. My buddy sent me the trailer. I thought it looked interesting. I tried to watch only a little bit of it because I don't want to be spoiled by anything. So yeah, I thought it looks interesting, and it's Cronenberg. So this one makes my honorable mention. That's Crimes of the Future on Blu-ray from Decal Releasing on August 9th. And then also on August 9th, and this one I am really excited about. Frankly, I don't know why this didn't make my top 5, but I do know why. Anyway, this is Event Horizon from Paramount Pictures, and this is coming out on 4K. This is actually the 25th anniversary edition release of this movie, and I love this film. It is so much fun. It is a really good space horror film, but I recently purchased the Blu-ray from from Scream Factory, which was already an upgrade from the standard Blu-ray I had previously. So do I want to triple dip on this one? I don't know. Eventually I'm sure I will, but if the price was if it was at $20, I probably would without thinking too much about it. But at $27.96, which is what it is on Amazon right now, I'll probably hold off. I don't see this one being hard to find down the road at all. It is from Paramount. So I'm hoping a Black Friday sale will be a good excuse to pick this one up. So Event Horizon is an awesome horror movie. Not anymore, but in the past, I would consider it underrated. Now it gets a lot more respect, but one that doesn't get talked about nearly enough. I really like this movie. So that one is out on August 9th as well. And again, $27.96 on 4K on Amazon right now. And then this one might be surprising that it's not in my top 5. But if you know me, I'm cheap, so that's why it's not. This is the Child's Play trilogy, releasing on August 16th from Scream Factory. And of course, these are the 4K releases of the first 3 Child's Play films. I love the Child's Play franchise. I don't know if it's still in frame. No, I guess it's not. It's just off frame right there. There's my Blu-ray collection of the Chucky films. I really like all of these films, but $27.99 each. $29.99 looks like is the first one, and I think the other two were $27.99. So I mean, you're talking about $90 for 3 films on 4K, and I'm cheap. I don't see myself picking those up right away. Now, what I might do and what I've been considering is just pick up the first one in August. Maybe I'll pick up the second one the next month, and then I'll finally pick up the third one. Which, frankly, the third one is the one I'm most nostalgic for. They never had Child's Play 2 at my Blockbuster when I went to go rent him. So I would rent the first one. I always loved that. But then I would always, for some reason, rent number 3. I just really liked the war games setting of that. It's just fun. So I know that one's not necessarily a favorite amongst many, but for me, I'm super nostalgic for it. So I might end up grabbing that one first, even though that would be silly to do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But the one I'm least connected to is Child's Play 2. I've only seen that maybe 2 times, whereas the others I've seen more times than I can count. So yeah, really looking forward to this. I'm sure it's going to be an awesome release from Scream Factory. It's just a little bit more than I'm willing to pay for it as of filming anyway. We'll see when they start releasing, but that one is August 16th for all three of those, being all in separate releases, I'll also mention. And then the last honorable mention comes out on August 30th, and this one I am for sure getting, but it just didn't crack my top 5. This is Warrior, being released by Lionsgate Films, and this is also 4K, but this is a Best Buy exclusive steelbook on 4K. So this is a movie I've actually not seen before, but it's something that's right up my alley. I love mixed martial arts and wrestling. You guys know this if you watch the channel. So this is one that I'm sure I'm going to enjoy. It has a great cast, and the steelbook on this looks so cool. I love it. Has like the cage steel slipcover for the steelbook. Awesome. So this is only $19.99 at Best Buy. I will absolutely be picking this one up at the end of the month because I just really want to see this film. I actually passed on this one at Disc Replay just a handful of weeks ago when I found it there, and I'm glad I did because then this one was announced. So yeah, Warrior releasing on August 30th, a Best Buy exclusive steelbook version that looks super cool. So those are my honorable mentions. I will throw out, I know Heat is coming out in 4K, and that's a huge one for many people, but I've seen that movie once when I was probably too young to watch it. So like, I remember parts of it, but not a ton. And I have it back here on Blu-ray already. So I just don't see myself grabbing that one anytime soon. Now, if it drops in price down the road, maybe I will, but I really need to rewatch this Blu-ray before I go for the 4K, just because I haven't seen it in so long. I don't even know if I really like it or not. So anyway, that's just one I wanted to throw out there because I know it's coming, and I know people will mention it down below, but it just didn't crack even my honorable mentions this time out. But anyway, so those were my honorable mentions. Now let's jump over to my top 5, which I will go in my my least most anticipated to my most anticipated, if that makes any sense at all. So coming in at number 5 is a bit of a cheat because it's actually 2 films, but these are both releases by Visual Vengeance, which I have a nearly hour-long review of their first 2 releases that I released last week. So definitely check that out if you want to hear my thoughts on the Japanese Evil Dead and the Necrophiles. I had a blast with them. So because of that, that's why the 2 August releases have made my top 5. L.A. AIDS Jabber from 1994 is coming on August 9th, and then Suburban Sasquatch from 2004 is coming on August 23rd. So we have an early one and a late one in this coming month here. And first off, the cover art on both of these look amazing. It looks so cool. And it's just like it is with the first 2 releases. Like the packaging, I'm sure, is going to be amazing. One of them came with a condom. One of them came with an old like video rental card. Like that's just cool. So I'm excited to see what's coming with these. It's probably listed in the special features, but I've honestly just tried to ignore that portion of the special features because I want to be surprised when I get them in. So, yeah, these are just, the first one, the LA AIDS Jabber, is just like a super, like, in poor taste 90s SOV horror film where a guy finds out he's mentally unstable and he finds out he has AIDS, so he goes around picking people with his blood, and that's why it's LA AIDS Jabber. Like, super just wrong. Messed up, but I mean, it's going to be crazy. So I need to check that one out. And then Suburban Sasquatch is actually from 2004. So it's one of the newer releases that I've seen them do. Everything else was from the 80s and 90s. So just intrigued to see what this is. It's going to be just terrible schlock, and I cannot wait to check it out. So I'll throw up the special features. There are a ton on these, so you guys can just see what's going on there. But I'm hoping with these 2 releases, they're a little bit deeper than what we got with the first 2. That was my major complaint, was with the special features. They were super shallow and short. I hope we get a little bit more this time out, but either way, I'm definitely adding these 2 to the collection, and if I do receive them from Visual Vengeance, I will make sure to review them again so that you guys know my thoughts on them in case you're interested in picking them up. You want to know if it's worth your money or not. So yeah, these 2 I am super excited about. LA AIDS Jabber is currently $29.95 on Amazon, while Suburban Sasquatch is $24.95 on Amazon. So check out some other places. They might be a little bit cheaper, but that's just like the most common store that people use, so I wanted to throw those prices out. So LA AIDS Jabber, on August 9th, and then Suburban Sasquatch on August 23rd. Those are going to come in at number 5 for this month. Number 4 is a film that's probably going to get me a lot of hate, but I love this movie. This is Doom from 2005, released by Universal Studios, and this is coming to 4K. So the only reason I'm going to pick this one up, one, I genuinely enjoy this movie. I love The Rock, and this is just a fun film for me. But 2, it's $19.99. So that's what I was saying. Like, if Event Horizon was $19.99, I probably would have picked it up, but I'm going to hold off a little bit on that one. So I know this movie just gets a ton of hate, but it's just a fun, dumb, action-packed horror film. And there's that first-person sequence, which is just a blast. Like, I love that. I love the idea of that, and I think they do a pretty good job with it. So that's one of the main reasons I love this movie. It's just so much fun. So the thing with this one, though, is that the 4K release is a little bit, it leaves you wanting, to say the least. So this is an upscaled 2160p release, not a true full native 4K. I don't really care about that, to be honest with you. Like, it's still going to look better than the Blu-ray does. And it only has an HDR10 color grading. So no Dolby Vision there. But I mean, for the price, that's fine with me. Like, it's still going to look better than the Blu-ray, I'm sure. And so that's what matters. And then on the audio side, there's no Dolby Atmos, but there is DTS-X, which I guess is, from what I was reading, is kind of the equivalent to DTS, or Dolby Atmos, excuse me, but it doesn't require the extra speakers that Dolby Atmos does, but it's still trying to do that same thing where it provide a little bit of height on the surround experience. So I'm intrigued to see how it sounds. I have no idea. On top of that, there is also a Dolby DTS HD Master Audio 7.1 track, so that might be a solid option as well. So on the audio side, I'm unsure how it's going to sound, but I'm hoping for good things. Finally, there are no new special features on this 4K release, which again is a bit of a bummer, but it just looks like they ported over the Blu-ray release special features. It's the same set. So that's a little bit disappointing, but again, it's $20. Like, you're getting what you pay for here. I'm just picking it up because I love the movie and I want to have it in the best picture quality possible. So not a super special release, but one that I definitely see myself grabbing this month. So Doom from 2005 getting its 4K release on August 9th comes in at number 4 this month. I forgot to mention it with Doom, but you'll notice it here. My top 4 are actually all at least double dips for me. Some of them are even triple dips because these are movies that are I own on Blu-ray currently and are being upgraded to 4K. That's just what I'm excited about this month. So coming in at number 3 fits that category. This is Dog Soldiers from 2002 being released by Scream Factory, and this is coming out on August 23rd. So this is my favorite werewolf movie. You know, it is what it is. I know everyone loves The Howling or An American Werewolf in London, but this is my favorite. And I think it's because of when I saw it. I saw it when it was relatively new to DVD, and no one was talking about it at that point that I'd heard. Which, mind you, I was still in high school, so I wasn't quite as engaged in the, film community as I am now, but I didn't hear anybody talking about it at that point. So it felt like I was watching something that people just didn't know about, and I loved that. So this is one that it has a pretty infamous Blu-ray release from Scream Factory, which I do own, and I've watched it. I didn't hate the picture quality, frankly. It's super grainy, but I mean, the grain's going to be there. That's just the way it is. But that said, because this is known for kind of its lackluster picture transfer, the Blu-ray, I'm hoping that this new transfer, which is a fully brand new 4K transfer that's approved by the director, so I'm hoping it looks really good. On top of that, it also has Dolby Vision color grading, which is awesome to see. Now, on the audio side, it looks like we're getting the exact same audio track, which is like a DTS HD 5.1 track. So I didn't have any issues with it previously. I'm sure I'm not going to have any issues with it this time, but just know that that's not really an upgrade for the audio side. The special features, though, there are a handful of new ones. Of course, you're going to have all of the original Blu-ray special features ported over from Scream Factory, but then you also have new ones as well. So there's like a new commentary track, there's an interview with the director, there is a history of lycanthropy, however you say that, and there's finally a video essay on werewolves and folklore in film. So I mean, like, that's awesome to see all these new special features. Unfortunately, I can't say that for all of the Scream Factory releases that are coming this month, but this one has some new things, which is really cool to see. So yeah, just excited about this one. One of my most anticipated. This was one, I think this is the one I pre-ordered. No, not this one. I pre-ordered number 1. But anyway, I'm getting this one when it comes out either way. So looking forward to this. Again, this one comes out on August 23rd, 2022. I forgot to write down the price on Amazon, so let me check that real quick. It is currently $27.99 on Amazon. So I'm excited about this one. And let me know if you guys like this movie or if I'm overhyping it a little bit too much. But either way, it's one of my faves. Coming in at number 2 is a Kino Lorber release from 1957. This is Paths of Glory, and this is being released on 4K. Of course, this is the Stanley Kubrick film. I actually just watched this one, I think it was last year, and I have fallen in love with this movie. It is brilliant. It is one of the best, anti-war films I've ever seen, but it does it in such a subtle way. It doesn't feel like an anti-war film, but if you're paying attention to these characters and what they're going through, I mean, that's really what it is. Kubrick is just so good, and that's, the most obvious statement ever, but from what I've seen, and I haven't watched everything from him, I need to watch everything, but I haven't gotten there yet, but this is just such a great film. He does all these different genres masterfully. So this is a movie, and Kirk Douglas is just stunning in this film. I can't recommend this one enough. If you are interested at all in Kubrick's filmography, in war films, and just the human cost of war, I guess I'll say, check this movie out. It is so well done. And it's not even really a war film. The war aspect is the background and it's what drives the narrative, but really it's about these characters, and it's great. So check this one out. But this is one that, unfortunately, on the special features front is super lackluster. There is one commentary track and a theatrical trailer, and that's it. So I do own this one on Blu-ray from Criterion. So I won't be getting rid of that, that's for sure, because that one is loaded with special features, but this one unfortunately just isn't. So I'll grab this because I really want to support the film, and I just want it in the best picture quality possible. I want to see what the difference is between the Blu-ray, which I thought looked great, and what Kino is going to do on this 4K release. So that's why I'm grabbing this one. And I'll also mention that this does have a Dolby Vision color grading, which is awesome to see. On the audio side, it's a DTS 2.0 track, I believe it is. I didn't have any issues when I was watching this film on the Criterion Blu-ray. Now, I don't know for sure that they're the exact same audio track, but I would wager a guess that they are, and so I don't have any concerns here. I'm sure this is going to look so good, and I cannot wait to pick this one up. So don't buy it for the special features, but get it for that Dolby Vision color grading. So Paths of Glory, which is coming out on August 23rd. No, what day is it? I keep messing my thing up here. August 23rd, that's correct. And this one is currently $26.49 on Amazon. So coming in at number 1 is one of my all-time favorite films from 1984. This is Red Dawn on 4K. And this is being released on August 16th by Shout Factory as part of their Shout Selects line. So I've talked about this before, but I absolutely love Red Dawn. I don't know why I love it so much, frankly, but just the idea of the film is so cool. And frankly, I think they execute it relatively well. I just love this movie. This is, of course, about a group of teenagers who are trying to thwart incoming forces from the Soviet Union and Cuba, if I'm not mistaken. They attack this Midwestern town. Actually, I don't think it's Midwest. They attack this small town in America, and it is just so much fun. And like I said, I think it's executed really well from a really cool premise. The best part of this release is that it has a Dolby Vision color grading and a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. So this thing is going to look and sound just phenomenal, and I cannot wait. I am so excited for this. And this is one I'll actually mention that I upgraded from I'm going to be upgrading from my DVD over to my 4K. So I didn't pick up the Blu-ray, which actually works out for me because the special features side, there's nothing new, but there is the full-length documentary about the making of this film that was only available on that Shout Selects Blu-ray. At least that's if I'm not mistaken. So that is being ported over to this 4K release, fortunately. So I'm excited about that. Never seen it. But yeah, really looking forward to this release. I love this film, and I cannot wait to check it out. This one is currently, I believe it's $27.99 on Amazon. So cannot wait for release day on this one of August 16th. All right, so those are my top 5 that I just have to pick up this month. I am looking forward to this excellent month ahead. Not only will I get those 5, but I'll probably get some of my honorable mentions as well, which is the hardest word for me to say, just because they look like so much fun. So I want to hear from you guys down below, though. What are you picking up? Anything I left off that needs to be talked about? Leave it down in the comments below. As always, guys, if you did enjoy this one, though, please give that like button a hit down below. That engagement really does help me out. I said that so weird, but either way, like I always say, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media, be it books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga. If it's media related, I'm interested in it, and if you are too, you might consider subscribing. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching this one, and I want to encourage you. My daughter's coughing off camera, and she is just killing me. What are you doing? She's crazy. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next time.